Okay, so isn't it we already know how to get, for example, if the middle term is missing, right? Again, when the middle term is missing, so what are we going to do? When the middle term is missing, so we just get the square root of the last term, then multiplied by 2 if the middle term is missing. How about if the last term is missing?
Then you square root it and then.
Okay. If the last term is missing, isn't it we just divide by 2, then squared. Okay. For example, here we have here x squared plus 8x minus 10. So what are we going to do in order for us to solve for the x? How are we going to solve for x here? Okay, so we can make this one. Okay, so the first step here is look for the constant. So what is our constant here? We have negative 10. Okay, so this negative 10 should be transferred on the other side. Okay, so if this is negative 10, so what would be we're going to do to make this one? Okay, so we're going to add 10 on both sides. So we are going to add 10 on both sides. So this would be cancelled already. We have x squared plus 8x equals 10. Our goal here now is to solve for x through the use of completing the square. Okay, next. Since we have here x squared plus 8x equals, okay, so we are missing now the last term. By completing the square, what would be our last term here? By completing the square.
You would do.
What would be our last term here? 16, right? Because we have 8 divided by 2,
4.
which is 4,
Square.
then we squared. So that would be 16.
So.
Okay, that's step 2. Step 1, so eliminate the constant. Step 2, complete the last term. Okay, through completing the square. Okay, that's step 2. We need to complete the last term. Did you follow? Can you follow?
Yes.
Okay, next. Okay, so what is our last term here? 16. So we also add 16 on the other side. So add on the other side the last term that you get.
Even if it's negative?
Yeah, if it is negative, you're going to minus here. Add or subtract. Thank you. Add or subtract. Okay. So now we already have, this is already a perfect square, right? What is the factor of x squared plus 8x plus 16? What is the square root of x squared?
X.
This is x. The square root of 16? 4.
Plus.
This is positive, then this is squared. Equals, what is 10 plus 16?
26.
Okay, that's 26. Okay? Christian, did you follow? I repeat. First step, if we have here x squared plus 8x minus 10, so we're going to eliminate this one, so we're going to transfer on the other side. So we just add 10, add 10. Second one, complete. So we only have x squared plus 8x. by completing the square, to get the last term, we will divide the middle term by 2, then square. That's 8 over 2, then square. That's why we get 16. So if we got 16 here, so we're also going to add 16 here. Right? Then 16 plus 16. Okay. Yeah, we just add.
What type of form would that be?
This one, this is the perfect square. Isn't it? This is x squared. 4 times x times 2. This is 8x. 4 squared, we have 16. We just transform this one into a perfect square. Because we are solving for x. We are solving for x. We are trying to find way how we are going to solve for x here. Okay, if that is the case, so we have now x plus 4 squared equals 26. How can we are able to eliminate or get the value of x here? Do you have any idea?
How what?
Yeah. How are we going to get the value of x? No idea at all? Okay, isn't it this is squared? Okay, so therefore we can get the square root of this one. Square root of this one. Isn't it this is squared? And the root of this one is 2. Right? So therefore we can eliminate now the squared. Right? So this would be x plus 4 equals square root of 26. We just get the square root so that the squared would be cancelled already. Since we get the square root of x plus 4 squared, we are also going to do that on the other side. So that would be square root of 26. Sophia, question?
No. It makes sense. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I make it step by step. Okay? Can we solve now for x?
Sure.
What would be our x here?
So we put the 4 on the other side.
Isn't it the square root of, okay, we can subtract here.
Yes, you
Right?
subtract 4.
We subtract 4. Subtract 4. Right? This will be cancelled already. What would be the value of x here? What would be the value?
Negative 4 square root of 26.
Okay, that would be negative 4.
Square root.
Okay, we have here positive or negative square root of 26.
Positive.
We have two solutions here, positive and negative, always. Or it can be written as x equals negative 4 plus square root of 26 and negative 4 minus square root of 26. We have two solutions for x here. Two solutions for x. And that would be negative 4 plus square root of 26 and negative 4 equals x is equals to negative 4 minus square root of 26. Let's try another.
So minus 8.
Step by step.
Minus 8.
So this would be x squared plus 6x equals, so this is minus 8, right?
Yes.
So we are missing the last term,
Mm.
right? So this would be minus 8. Is it minus?
Yes.
Yeah, minus 8 because this is addition.
9.
Okay? So what would be our last term here?
9.
we have x squared plus 6x. So this is divided by 2, then squared, that would be 9. So what are you going to do with 8? Negative 8. We have 9. We get 9. Isn't it? If we get the last term, what we get here, we're going to add on the on the other side. The other side of the word. So this will be plus 9. See? Okay? So this would be x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals 1. Yeah, negative 8 plus 9. So this would be, okay, what would be the perfect square here?
X plus 3.
This would be x plus 3 squared, right? Okay, can we get now the value of x?
So square both sides.
Okay, square both sides,
So x
answer.
plus 3
So this would be x plus 3 equals 1. Do we have now here plus minus? No, because it's already full number. But if we have here square root, we have two possible solutions, positive and negative. So this would be x equals, we have minus 3 here, minus 3. So what would be the value of x? It's negative 2.
Yeah.
You
I have a
see?
question. Here, how do we get 3?
How do you get 3?
Yeah, I
Yeah, we just write this one.
No, what I'm saying is how did, because we had a 6x plus
Okay, isn't it? This is the square root of x squared, x. The square root of 9, 3.
Where
Just
did
that.
the 6x go?
It's just, yeah. Because if we are going to solve this one, so this would be x squared, 3 times x times 2, this is 6x. It disappeared. Because it's already perfect.
Okay.
Okay? Don't mind this one. Because that's the reason why we are getting the last term.
Oh, so it has nothing to do
Yeah,
with
it has
okay.
something, it doesn't have something to do now. Because we get 9 because of 6.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Does it make sense already? Okay.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Okay.
It's just a matter of, yeah, no?
We're still
Okay.
on to.
Okay, just step by step. Because if we're going to discuss, yeah, it would be, okay? Okay, this one. We have negative now. Okay. So what is our first step here? We have x squared minus 6x plus 4. That is the given.
So minus 3.
Equals 0. That is equals 0. X squared minus 6x equals 0. Can you do the first step? Can
Minus
you do,
4.
can you do the first step on the board?
Just the first
Yeah,
step?
just the first step.
You're doing great, Kira. You look amazing. That's what matters.
Okay.
Oh,
We have, that's correct, x squared minus 6x. We have on the other side negative 4. Our next step is to complete the square. Right? To complete the square, we have x squared minus 6x. So what would be our last term here?
9.
Still positive 9. Right? So this would still be x squared minus 6x plus 9. Here we are going to what? Add. Still add. So always add. So you are asking a while ago, Kiara, if you're going to minus. So what we did here, this is plus 9, so we just plus 9.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah.
Did I say something different?
No.
Okay.
Okay? Next, so we can make this one. So x squared minus 6x plus 9. So what would be this one? Negative 4 plus 9. Sophia,
My brain's not working right now. 5.
that's 5. Positive. Right? Okay, Christian, what's our next step?
So you
Hello, Roy. What's our next step?
turn it into a perfect square.
Okay, perfect square. Okay, so we have trinomial x squared minus 6x plus 9 equals 5. So what would be this one? X squared minus 6x plus 9.
X squared x minus 3 squared.
Correct. X minus 3 squared. Why minus? Because we have here minus. That's right. Equals 5. Got it? Next step. Tiffany. What are we going to do here to solve for x?
You square root
Okay,
plus 3
right.
x minus 3.
So x minus 3 squared. So we square root this one and also
You square
we
it.
square root the 5
Right.
so that we could cancel squared now.
Mm-hmm.
Kiara, what would be our x here?
X minus 3
X minus 3
equals
equals
square root of 5.
square root of 5.
And then x
Okay.
equals
X equals,
3 plus
okay,
positive
that
or
would be
negative
3 plus minus square root of 5. Because square root of 5 is not a perfect square.
Correct.
So this would be, so we have x sub 1. We have two values of x here. X sub 1 is 3 plus square root of 5. We also have 3 minus square root of 5. Got it? Really? Sure? Sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Last. Just tell me if you have a question.
They can't see you.
Yeah, it's okay. What's important here is the voice.
Oh, the voice.
The voice. What number are we? Number 4.
4.
For example, we have here 2x squared plus 10x plus 4 equals 0. Okay, what can you say now on our next example? We have 2x squared plus 10x plus 4.
Minus 4.
Observe first
Minus 4.
before we solve
What am I observing?
the given example.
The 2.
The 2 of squared, x squared.
Yeah.
Yeah. So x squared should be just x squared so that we could, okay? So what do you think we are going to do here? Divide by 2. That's correct. Wow. Okay, so we're going to divide this all terms by 2. So this would be 2, 2, 2. We're going to eliminate the numerical coefficient of x squared before we're going to do the steps. So this would be x squared. So what's 10 divided by 2? 5x plus 2 equals 0. And then we can proceed on our first step that we did.
Minus 2.
Okay, so this would be minus 2 on the other side.
2.
So this would be x squared plus 5x. So we are looking for what? Last term. So what would be our last term here? What would be our last term? We have,
Would be 10 over 4?
is it 10? Isn't it? This is 5 over 2 then squared.
Oh wait, 25/4.
Okay, this is 25/4. So what are we going to do on the other side?
You would
Since
add it.
okay, we will add
I
25/4,
don't like this one.
It's fine.
right? Okay. So what would be 25/4? -2 plus 25/4.
Ah, we'll go without it.
Okay, is it easy if we're going to make -2 as an equivalent fraction wherein it is,
Put it over 1.
okay, the denominator is 4. So what would be?
Times
So this
4.
is -2, so what should be, if we have 4 the denominator, so what would be?
8.
This would be 8. Negative. -8/4 is just -2.
Mm-hmm.
So that we could add or subtract easily.
Mhm.
That's the reason. So this would be -8/4. Or that is
Yeah.
-2.
Mhm.
Christian.
Mm.
Okay? So what is -8/4 plus 25/4?
17/4.
This is positive, negative.
Positive.
Positive.
This positive. 17/4. So
Yep.
this would be 17/4. You got it? Okay. Since we have your x squared plus 5x plus 25/4, so what would be this one? Isn't it? We are going to square. What's the perfect square of this one?
X.
X plus 5/2 squared. Okay.
Square 'em all.
Then square root.
X plus 5/2 equals
Square root of 17/4. Cancel. So we have here x plus 5/2 equals. Isn't it square root of 17/4 is just the same as square root of 17 over square root of 4. Because as you can see, 4 is a perfect square. So we need to separate.
Mhm.
Okay? So therefore we can have x plus 5/2. So we can subtract this one. Subtract, eliminate. This 5/2,
Mhm.
right? So this would be x equals -5/2. What would be?
Minus.
Hmm?
Plus or minus.
Plus or minus
Square root of 17/2.
square root of 17/2. And we have two answers here. Okay, what would be our answer or the roots here? -5/2 plus square root of 17/2
Mhm.
and -5/2 minus square root of 17 minus 2.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay?
Yeah.
And that's it.
Mhm.